What's going on, everyone? Alex here, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are talking about my absolute favorite rig for my Pocket Cinema Camera 4K, and whether or not I think that this camera is still worth it in 2022. So let's jump right into it. All right, guys, so here's my Pocket Cinema Camera 4K rig right here, and yeah, I don't have it completely stripped down just because it is kind of a pain to put back together again, and I usually, not even usually, 100% of the time, I keep this rig completely put together, and I just have to attach a couple little things, and then I'm good to go. And I'll be sure to have everything in the description below, as well as just throwing something up on the screen in case I made a mistake in what I have. So you guys will know everything about this rig, and this is by far my most favorite rig. I did a video on this not too long ago, and I'll link it right up here or wherever that card is, and I have slightly tweaked it to where I absolutely am I love this camera, love this setup, and it has served me very, very well. So as you can see right here, I have the Pocket Cinema Camera 4K in a half cage by SmallRig, as well as a base plate and some rods by SmallRig. And underneath all that, I just have a normal Manfrotto base plate, just so I have it ready to go to throw on a tripod. And as you can see right here, I have a SmallRig adapter that takes the HDMI and the USB-C and kind of makes it a right angle, if you will. This adapter by SmallRig is just okay. So I will have it listed below, but just be aware of what I'm about to tell you. So the HDMI port still works just fine on the adapter, but the USB-C port does not work anymore. But my USB-C port on my camera still works just fine. It's just the adapter it's kind of a piece of shit. So I don't know if they've updated it, you know, if they've made it better. What really kind of sucks is its shell is kind of a soft plastic. So the screw that is attached to it, if you were screwing it into your cage and you tighten it, you can tighten it pretty tight, and because otherwise it is kind of loose. It doesn't have two screws. I wish it had two screws. If it had two screws, you wouldn't have to tighten it down so much because you'd know that it'd be fine, it'd be secure. But anyway, it doesn't have that. So would I recommend that? No, just be cautious of it, okay? I'm just letting you know. So I have a couple of these right here. They're called sprigs. They go on the cages. Just kind of, it's like cable management. So yeah, it's like, I mean, I love it. That's why I got them. They're absolutely handy for just keeping cables nice and neat on your rig. All right, next up, I'm gonna add this extender right here to my cage. And with this extender, I add the Niceyrig side handle. And Niceyrig was generous enough to send me this side handle to review, which I'll link it right up here. The side handle on the Pocket 4K, just the built-in grip, it's fine. Everything's cool. But since the camera is like a plasticky build, when I have it fully rigged out before the side handle, I would put weight on this handle, this grip, and I don't know if this is what was causing it, but when I did that, the camera would just like shut off. So I don't know what I was doing. That's a little, you know, scary, but ever since I got the side handle and have just been putting all the weight on that side handle, nothing. This camera's been perfect ever since then. So we're gonna go ahead and just slap this bad boy on here. Be sure to have one of these with you at all times when you're rigging out your camera. It's a little multi-tool. I've mentioned it before in past videos. It's awesome. It's literally a game changer. I carry it with me almost all the time, and I've actually used it when I'm not on set. When I'm not on set, sometimes it's just come in handy. So definitely recommend this little guy right here. So there you go. Now I can comfortably hold the camera just right here. I don't have to grab onto to the camera itself. And what's great is my thumb is still within, or my middle finger is still within reach of the record button, or, you know, if I want to really risk it like that. But yep, everything just fits comfortably right there. So that is my side handle on my Pocket 4K. All right, next up, what I'm gonna add is the battery solution to my Pocket 4K, because let's face it, if you have the Pocket 4K and you don't have it rigged out, and you're just using the Canon LPE6 batteries, they are terrible. They drain so fast on this camera. So highly recommend when you get this camera, rig it out and get a battery solution. And this is what I go with right here. It's the IndiProTools Vmount plate, as well as the IndiProTools Vmount battery right there. It's the 150. I also have a 98, and those two batteries, I'm good to go like all day and even into the next day. Another little tidbit that I'd like to give you guys: if you get this this battery plate, the IndiProTools, put some Velcro adhesive, kind of sticky on the back, and then if you guys have a SSD, anything like that, put the other side of the Velcro on that, and there you go. All right, now I have the battery plate on. I just got to tighten this bad boy down, just as so. And I like to really get it tight because I don't really want this guy moving anywhere. So I've got it tightened down, and as I stated, you have this little Velcro patch on the back. So if you have an SSD, you can attach it there and then plug it into your USB-C. But as I stated before earlier, I wouldn't recommend this adapter. So let's go ahead and plug in power here. One thing I will say about the IndiProTools Vmount plate is the cord that goes into the 12 volt on the Pocket 4K. I wish it was just a little bit more satisfying when you plug it in. I wish it actually had like just an audible click, because the Pocket 4K's 12 volt power adapter, it clicks. I mean, it's very satisfying. You're like, that thing is locked in. My IndiProTools Vmount plate, the little cable, it's not very audible. It is in there, I do know that, but sometimes I'm like, is it in there?
That's what she said. Don't you dare.
Let's go ahead and slap the Vmount on. Boom. Now see, that's satisfying. That clicked. It is in. That Vmount is in. If you guys have ever heard the term V-mounted on set, it is just, the Vmount just pops out. That is where gold mount is a lot more secure. So if you see anyone rocking a gold mount and a gold mount battery, they probably know. You should ask them if they've ever been V-mounted. All right, next up, what I'm gonna add is the top handle right here. And I have a Nato Rail top handle, just because I find it to be easier to attach and detach, and it's just pretty quick. All right, so let's go ahead and add my follow focus. So we're gonna go ahead and just slide that sucker right on. All right, now with the follow focus attached right here, we're just about set. So just a couple more things left for this rig. All right, so let's go ahead and add the Atomos Ninja 5. This is the monitor I'm still rocking. I will say, I would love a small HD 702 touch. I have a friend that has one. The quality is just, it's so nice, it's so sharp. And I will say 7 inches just seems right. It's gotta be a better way to say that. A 7-inch monitor just feels right. What do I have powering the Ninja 5 is a Sony MPF dummy battery with a D-tap cable coming out, and then it just plugs right into the D-tap on the Vmount plate. Didn't need to sneeze all day, and now my nose is like, you gotta sneeze, I know it. I know you gotta sneeze. I don't want to. I wanna get through this video without sneezing, okay? So, last thing I'm gonna add to the monitor is this right angle HDMI cable. It's a pretty decent cable. I do wish it was thinner, the cable itself. So if anyone out there knows of a right angle HDMI cable that is thin, let me know in the comments below, because I would love to have just a little dainty cable. I want just a thin cable. To finish out this camera rig, let's go ahead and add the PolarPro matte box. I had just got this matte box, and I stated it before in a past video. I was looking for a matte box for this camera system, and this PolarPro matte box is awesome. It's fantastic. I managed to pick it up used, and it was practically brand new, and it came with a 2 to 5 stop and a 6 to 9. So I'm set. I'm set. All right, now with the matte box attached, the camera rig is finally complete. As you can see right here, it is it's a hefty camera once you put it all together. But I highly recommend doing it. If you have a Pocket 4K and you want to use it professionally, rig it out. And this rig seriously has just been amazing. Do I think that the Pocket 4K is still worth it in 2022? Abso-freaking-lutely. This camera has been amazing for me, and the image quality is still breathtaking even in 2022. I've done multiple videos on this camera on this channel, so I've even pitted it up against a Red. and it holds up, and it still holds up in 2022. And I think even into 2023. You guys can even get the Pocket 6K, 6K Pro. You guys can do all that. I opted to go with the Pocket 4K just because the fact that it is a micro four thirds sensor. If I pair it with the Speedbooster, which I did, the Metabones Speedbooster, it is the Pocket 4K version Speedbooster, so it has that rear element that just sticks out a little bit, gets closer to the sensor. Overall, still a sharp image. I can adapt other lenses to this camera. I can actually throw on anamorphic lenses by Swivel, which I've also talked about on this channel before. So you have so many more options, I think, personally, with a Pocket 4K. And the image is still amazing. All right, that does it for me on this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed this little breakdown of my Pocket 4K rig. I absolutely love this rig. So if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you aren't already. Tap that notification bell so you can be notified when I upload a new video. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Till next time, shoot to create. I couldn't reach to do my outro. I can't reach from here to there to do my outro. It's just too far. It's too far, but you get it. Here's my logo.